Hi everybody, Adam Hayes here, author of the Zoltan Chronicles. A couple of weeks ago I got an email from one of my fans asking how I created some of the maps from my worlds. And I thought I'd give you guys a little rundown of how it's done. I used a special website called inkarnate.com, inkarnate.com, which is a website designed to build fantasy maps. It's kind of a cool little plus site. I don't make any money off of this. This is not me doing a plug or anything. This is just a product that I use and I find it really good, and I'd recommend people use it as well. So you can start a free account on there, set up a free account, or you can just skip right to the premium version, which costs a little bit extra money, but again, highly recommend it. I think it's worth every penny. It's not super expensive either. So once you've logged in and you go to create a new map, you're given basically 4 options here. So there's the different types of maps you can create. Fantasy Regional, this is in high def. Fantasy World, Parchment, or Fantasy Regional Classic. I usually use the Fantasy World one. This is pretty much all of my maps are in this category, but you know, it depends on the style of world you want to create. So let's get started here. I'm going to click on Fantasy World, and we're going to go choose style. And we're going to leave this on digital landscape. That's the size of, what is that, 8192 by 6144 pixels. That's about right for what we're working with. I'm going to go ahead and put this on medium resolution because it makes it load a little bit faster. And then we click Create Map. And just give it a minute while it initializes. And here we go. Okay. You can see when the map starts out, you've got just this big ocean here. Now, there's a number of ways to proceed here. If you're really artistic, you can do this from scratch. You can also go to the click on World Generator over on the right-hand side here, and click Generate New World, and that'll create use a bunch of algorithms to randomly create a world for you. So I'm going to go ahead and click Generate New World. And it's generally a little slow, so I'll probably have to edit this video and cut down the part in the middle, but that's okay. All right. As you can see, it successfully generated a world here. I should have pointed this out before I clicked the button, but you notice that on the right-hand side it says ocean 65%. This means it's 65% water. This is the world the algorithm has created. So that's pretty good. Good place to start. Now, while we're building this kind of world, I should tell you, if you're the type of fantasy writer that's kind of a Lord of the Rings Tolkien style, that you need to have everything planned ahead of time, the Generate World is probably not the right path for you. I personally didn't use it, but it works great, and an effective writer should be able to create a story out of really any world you can build. So let's go ahead and get started here, shall we? I'm going to come over here and click the paintbrush button, because now we've got the basic structure of the world built. I'm going to go over to click on Catalog for the brushes. Now let's suppose the world we're going to build, it's kind of, let's say it's a really cold world, kind of like the North in Game of Thrones, that type of thing. So we're going to go up to the search area and click ice, or type ice. And we'll use, I kind of like ice number 4. Because the land has been built, you got to make sure paintbrush is selected. We're going to beef up the size of the cursor a little bit. And we just paint, and you just paint away at it. Now, the northeastern part is going to be the cold part of our land. It's going to be a mostly cold world, but not entirely. And we'll do the same over here. Now that looks pretty good already, but there's a bunch of things we could do to make it look really, really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up to Catalog. We're going to pick a different kind of ice. Let's say, I don't know, ice 8. Ice 8's pretty good. And then just do that in around the edges. Just kind of pencil that in around the edges to sort of create this, give it a bit of depth. Yeah, a little bit more over here. there. There we go. And maybe there's a little bit on the island next to it here. Just not as much, but just a little bit. And creates kind of a glacier-like effect. And maybe a little bit over here too. Like that. Cool. So that looks pretty good. Now we got to do something with the islands down here as well. So we're going to go catalog. We're going to go, I don't know, let's try grass. How about sort of a nice green grass? This will be our nice green world here. Yeah, there we go. And again, we should probably get. Can I undo that? Because I don't think I should. There we go. Because what you want to make sure you're doing is you don't want to overdo it like I just did. You want to kind of just brush it a little bit, so then you get a little bit of depth to it. Kind of see through those browner spots. Gives it a bit of detail. And the other island, we're going to paint that one. Give that, I don't know, maybe be a yellowish. Let's just do mixed grass to that. Never actually used this one before. See how that looks. There we go. It's not bad. Excellent. So now we're going to throw in a few items here or there. This is where we kind of get into the fun stuff here. So we can throw in a few cities, because if you're going to have a fantasy world, you need places. So we're going to start with, I don't know, let's find a city. Just search for city. It's really good to use a search icon here, because it can be kind of daunting trying to find all this stuff. So let's use a nice dwarven city. How about, yeah. Nice dwarven city will be at the north. Actually, let's put the dwarves in the frozen north up here. Right, but I'll scale that one up just a little bit. There we go. Looks pretty good. Now let's throw in a couple others. An orc city. We'll have the orcs can be hanging out down here. Down there. And we're gonna put a human city. Human city. Humans. Yeah, they get the nice fertile land. Humans are hanging out over here because humans are real smart and they like to take things that aren't theirs. So that's good. And we can have one more city. So, and the elves. So the elven city can go down here. The elves kind of hang on sort of mediocre climate. It's not super cold, but also not super warm either. There we go. Now let's fill in some details here. All right, let's go. Yeah, let's throw in some snowy trees. These can hanging out down by the dwarves over here because they need trees over here, and a few over here. A couple on the inside there, just a little smattering here or there. Some by bunch of them with the orc areas. There we go. Looks good. Look, coming together nicely. Icely. I made a joke. A few more over there. All right, we're coming together. I think it's coming together nicely. Yeah. Now, is it perfect? No, we're not, because we're not done yet. It's kind of a long process. We're gonna throw some swampy trees in down here with the elves. Actually, put them down here with the humans. We got a big swamp down here. There we go. Looks great. And of course, any world needs mountains. I want to see mountains again. Mountains, Gandalf. And a couple of dark mountains in the snowy area here. Whoa, and I'm actually not going that one. I don't like that one. Different one. Let's go to the snowy mountains here. Yeah, snow mountains, that's better. Looking good, looking good. And a couple up here. And we'll use a slightly different kind of snow mountain, make it look a little bit more interesting. How about this guy here? A couple. And we're gonna that's good. I like it. We're coming together nicely. Let's throw in a few rocky mountains down here. Let's put them. They always come out so big. Scale that way the hell down. That's better. Still too big. Yeah, kind of a jaggedy place. The elves kind of hang on this sort of jaggedy place. It needs to be but there's some trees on that place too, so we'll throw some trees in that island. And they can have just some, well, just some pine trees, good old-fashioned pine trees over here. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now, last thing I want to do is just because we're doing. Let's see what we got for magical objects here. Like what happens if we refer for magic? What does that come out to? Oh, nothing. That's okay. So we're just gonna look through here. Do this the old-fashioned way. So you can add little villages, as I highly recommend you do. Maybe a few farms here or there. Actually, I'm gonna throw a couple farms in there just so we can see how that looks. A few human farms along the way, because humans need farms. Yeah, that'll be kind of our main. Now this is kind of, because this world's kind of barren, very very cold and stuff. Food production would actually be a major problem in a world like this. So you got to actually kind of keep that in mind as you're developing your world. How would the geography impact your characters and on all the things that they deal with on a day-to-day basis? So I've got like here we go, kind of a Stargate type of deal here. Beef that up a little bit. This will. Yeah, one of those right there. And let's add in one more object. One more a few. Orc villages. Yeah, I want a few orc villages here. The orcs like to hang out in the snowy area because there are no humans there to bother them. And we'll throw in a few more trees down here. And you want to kind of make it random, make it look realistic. So then you can go as elaborate in this as you want. You can add rivers, you can add not just mountain ranges, valleys, volcanoes. There's a huge amount of options in the catalog here. So this is one of the things I'd highly recommend fantasy authors and people that are interested in this kind of stuff look into this program. It's very, very useful. I'm a fantasy writer myself, and I use it pretty much, not every day, but certainly several times a month, because it's really, really beneficial, not just in drawing your maps, but in helping you visualize what your world looks like. And there's other things to keep in mind about it. You look in our world we've created here. There's a little bit of I think they call it an isthmus there. That's the kind of, maybe there's a empire that wants to build a canal through here, like the Panama Canal, or around this island here as well. These are various things you need to think about, and how would the structure of your world impact the way in which your characters interact with it. So anyways, that's about it for now. And you can see how we've been at this, maybe 15 minutes, and we've created already a pretty impressive world. Now, and if looking at this is something you're not quite satisfied with, or you don't really like how it looks, or you're not very artistic, you can go, if you were to take this this map, go onto Fiverr.com and search for just Incarnate into Fiverr. You can find somebody that will actually beautify the map for you for like $20. And they'll turn this into something incredibly professional, just because it's all these people do. Just a little tip for those of you that are not super artistic. I actually did the same thing myself. So that's all for now. Thanks very much, you guys. Been a pleasure. Bye.